EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a sold-out and absolutely rocking Superdome here in downtown New Orleans.
Ahead will decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store.
Between the Washington Commanders
and the New Orleans Saints. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. Second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Well, that's good for a first down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Nice job. Nice patience right there. Put him on the right side. Let him work his way across. Put the ball in his hands and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Back to throw now on first down. And incomplete on the deep ball. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
On the ground with a tight end. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Let's go now.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Ready, break. Down left, tap left.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Alontae Taylor up to make the tackle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Once more, Gibson. And some room to work. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 19-yard line. 54 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll buy some time. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin from 19 yards away. And the Commanders are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. He'll look to throw. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. Well, this defense was victimized earlier in this opening quarter. This time, a measure of revenge.
Well, they always tell defenses you have to have a short memory, but I also think it helps if you remember what happens to you before, and now you're able to flip it around. They didn't want to show weakness and let this offense think they could do whatever they want. And they turned things around in that case and picked one off themselves.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
Get it!
first look now for Darrynton Evans. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Here's 2nd and 8. Throw left side complete. That's Sims. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
think. What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then it curls back inside for the completion.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Sliding out of the... into double coverage, and it's intercepted. He's at the 50. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Try here 3. Remember, it was 2 in a row. If we hit 3 in a row, because these offenses, they've got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Marcus Davenport brought him down, the UTSA product. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now back to throw. And he completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. On 2nd down, a run with Evans. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw here. And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to have a Commanders first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down.
Here we go, here we go. Bronco switch.
A handoff running left is Gibson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll set up to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bates. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 99 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and 11. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown. Cam Sims, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders have moved out in front. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Commanders 14, Saints 7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Again, he's got that man Landry. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. They're going to look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. A nightmare of a first half for them. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That one is slant to McLaurin. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. In the wild card game last week, he had 4 catches, and now he has his 4th catch here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. They'll run with Gibson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Sly able to put this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We saw this franchise do this back in the 2009 Super Bowl. The Saints will start the second half with an onside kick. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
A give to Gibson running right.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. He'll look to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They'll look to throw here. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Second and 10 now from the 27. They'll set up a throw. Going deep here for Landry. And now here's another interception. William Jackson with a pick.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Down to about the 32.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll drop to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. His throw complete right side to Bates, the tight end. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down.
Here we go.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 2nd and 4. And it's caught, the tight end Hill. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
To throw now on first down. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one run deep, middle of the field. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's a run by Evans. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Back to throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a first down as well.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
They'll run on first down with Evans. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Evans gets it again on 2nd down. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now back to throw. Being chased out left. He'll flip this out to Evans. And he's going to have a Commander's first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
That's a nice job there knowing what his options are. He's out of the pocket to his left. And I thought maybe he'd think about running with this one, but he uses his vision instead. Finds
finds his man on the left sideline, and they convert on third down.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That's caught by Sims. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 20-yard line. 23 yards to pick up there.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around.
Here we go.
And we know they'll be here before you know it.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's first and goal.
On the counter, Gibson.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Thomas.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Logan Thomas
From 10 yards out.
And the Commanders are moving closer to a date now, the NFC Championship game, as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Commanders 30, Saints 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll set up to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw here. And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them,
trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. On the draw, it's Gibson. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. He's got a man, complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Looking for the out route, it's completed to Landry.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
That's good for a Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Come on, come on. Hey.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Okay, ready?
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll air this one out deep for Sims. This is intercepted. Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
Man, you get deep on me here. I like that. Going to the next level of what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to get the football back at their own 17. So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. A throw left side caught here by the tight end Bates. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He'll drop to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Ready?
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The Commanders are moving on as we say goodnight, everybody.